Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So in this video I'm going to go through my World Cup draft side, the first version of it. We've only got a few days until the World Cup starts. We'll of course be releasing other drafts, team selection videos, all that good stuff over the course of the next few weeks. So if you enjoy your FPL videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you like it, and in the meantime, let's take a look. A few caveats then before I get into my draft side. I will look at chip strategy, I will look at different options at the end, and we'll definitely cover that. But one of the things that I'm going to base this draft around is wildcarding in game week 3. I would absolutely love match day 2 to be able to do a free hit or limitless, but that chip is just not available. That would have been great because there's some big games. You've got France, Denmark, I think Spain are playing Germany, some big teams playing each other, and that just seems like the perfect opportunity to offload those players for a week, get back on them. But I think actually in game week match day 3 it's going to be an opportunity where maybe there's rotation, players worried about suspension later on the tournament, all that thing. So I'm going to go for match day 3 as a wild card option. So in all of this draft, all these players are not going to be playing match day 3. I will bring out obviously a team for a wild card in match day 3 later on, but different options at the end of the video. We'll look at chips. I'm going to play one of my chips, I think, straight off the bat and get a match day 1. So I'll have a look at that. So with that in mind, let's take a look. Let's have a look at my team then. In goal, I've gone for Costa. I've gone quite a cheap option for 5 million. I just feel there's not enough benefit, enough ceiling for goalkeepers to make enough points for me to go any higher. He will dovetail with another player I've got, but those fixtures look pretty decent. Ghana, Uruguay, Costa 5 million. I'm happy to go for him. Again, South Korea, may even on a wildcard pick with him, depending on how Portugal have got on in the tournament. In that defence, I don't think if I'm going to attack the likes of Iran and USA, I don't think who am I looking to target. So I've gone for Trippier in defence, and alongside him I've been happy to go for Luke Shaw. I think both of those pretty nailed on for England. Not a lot of competition due to the amount of injuries. I mean, Trent, you could argue, could compete with Trippier, but I definitely think Trippier's first choice. Luke Shaw just doesn't seem to have any natural left back to compete with. So I think both of those look pretty good. Iran and USA, and we know how defensive minded Southgate is happy to double up on England. I think I've got to take that chance. And alongside them, a player I'm not 100% set on, have to say, Cancelo. Again, that means I'm doubling up on that Portuguese defence. I'm not sure if I'm 100% happy with that. 6 million, 0.08. Do think his XGI is similar to what it is in the Premier League, but we know he can overperform. We know what he can produce as well. So again, great fixtures. I think Ghana, Uruguay are okay. I can definitely see Uruguay scoring in one of those games though. So perhaps it will be a substitute that comes in and replaces him. 6 million. I'm open for looking at different options, I have to say, other than Cancelo. In midfield then, I've gone for a couple of curveballs. First one, I think Hazard. He's in the squad. He has been playing for Belgium. I think he'll still be on penalties. And just for 8 million, he looks great. If he starts like against the likes of Canada and Morocco, I just think he could really be one player to keep an eye on. 0.3 XGI looks decent. 8 million, I really like the look of him. The other one I would go for is really highly owned is just Kevin De Bruyne. He looks like, again, a bit of an obvious choice. I am worried I'm picking him on the basis that he's just highly owned and what damage he could cause me. Is that in the back of my mind? Don't feel it should be, but am I influenced by that? Possibly. 11 million, he feels like quite a lot, but that XGI and those underlying stats look brilliant, and those fixtures to go alongside him look good as well. So for the time being, De Bruyne is in my side. And in all honesty, when I've looked through midfield options, there's no one that particularly stands out for me either. So I am a bit thin on the ground. De Paul looked like a really good option though. I liked him. Saudi Arabia, Mexico looked like decent fixtures. Really super cheap at 5 million. He looks like he nailed it in that Argentinian side as well. XGI is decent. Remember, you get bonus points for clean sheet, and if he has a key pass that leads to a shot, he could get bonus points as well. So all of those things will stack up in Argentina's favour with those fixtures. I quite like the idea of him. And making up that midfield, I've got Bergwijn. I'm not 100% sure about Bergwijn. I know a lot of people have got him in his side. 7 million looks decent, playing up front for Netherlands with those fixtures. Definitely, if he performed, I definitely would want some Netherlands players in for that Qatar game and get match day 3. Only thing that worries about me, I think he's played 5 out of the last 7, and there has been rotation because there's been so many games put together so quickly. But I don't think he's played 90 minutes for something like the last 7 or 8 internationals. average time he was brought off over the last 5 games, something like 67, 69 minutes. It doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. And the Dutch do appear to have quite a few options on the bench, especially coming into midfield. But there isn't many other better options, I have to say. So at the moment Bergwijn gets in there, I've got reservations. I'm not 100% sure about him. But right now, I think he's the best choice that I'm going to get unless I can come out and unearth someone else. Up front, I think there's pretty obvious choices here. I've got to go Harry Kane. Nailed penalties, all that stuff. Golden Boot winner, captain, Iran in USA. What more can I ask for? He will have to get the captain's armband in match day 1 to start with and hope he gets a haul. And there's every chance like the rights against the likes of Iran in USA. Alongside him, another veteran of World Cups, Lionel Messi. Saudi Arabia looks like a great fixture that I would want to get on board on. I could move off him for game week 2. We'll see how it goes. Great X-shot. I don't need, again, to be able to really sell him to you too much. The last one I really like, it's quite exciting. 8 million. I've just gone for Lautaro Martinez. Good fixtures as we've seen again. He's playing along the lines, such a creative Argentine side as well with Messi in it. 0.8, scoring goals in Serie A. He has the pedigree and he's got a good price and he's got the fixtures. I really like Lautaro. I think he's a really exciting option. So those make up my first 11, but it won't be the 11 I start with. We'll go through that in a minute. On the bench then, Stefan comes in. I have a worry about the fact that they both have quite a difficult game in match day 2. England for Stefan in the USA, then Portugal got Uruguay. So that doesn't look like an easy match. So which one do I play? Again, I'll have a look around, I think, and dig around and see if I can find a better goalkeeper than Stefan for 4 million, or maybe I'll move from Costa and not double up on that Portuguese defence. I'll have to have a look. For now, Stefan gets it into my first draft. Alongside him, I'm going to have my final midfielder of Damsgaard. Great Euro 20 he had. Tunisia looks like a decent fixture. Tough one against France. 6 million. Around his price point, don't think we can go much further wrong than him. And another Dane sort of legend for fantasy football. If you did the Euros, I keep banging on about it. Mailer was just absolutely brilliant. Tunisia, great fixture. Nailed it in that defence for Denmark. Really attacking as well. 4.5 million. Think he's underpriced. Yes, he got a difficult game in match day 2. First match, I fully expect to play him. And he's very capable of getting some sort of goal involvement. And then the last player then that makes up my side, who will come in as my next defender, really cheap, Sosa, 3.5 million, quite an attacking domestic player, decent fixtures as well for Croatia. I just think he's a real enabler, enables me to get the likes of Hazard, put more money into that midfield. And overall, that will be my side. Do have a few things that I'd like to think around with. I do want to go through some of the options as well, so let's have a look at those. So this is my side as it's set up at the moment. Remember though, with the substitutions that we're allowed to make, you can change a player who's already played for anyone who hasn't played that's on your bench right up until the kickoff. So for instance, if Cancelo does not perform, well, Cancelo's a bad option, but if someone like Shaw didn't perform for England, I can bring Mailer in before he starts his game. Obviously I can't reverse that transfer, so I'll be stuck with Mailer's points. But that allows us some flexibility, and that's definitely the way forward. So given that in mind, I want all the players that are playing first to be in my starting 11 so I can ship them out if they don't perform well, which means Stefan will play against Wales and then Costa comes in later on if he doesn't keep the clean sheet. If he does, happy days. And then I would have difficult decisions to make. If someone like a DePaul picks up a clean sheet, 2 points for playing, and then another point for a bonus, do I bring him out, bring the likes of Hazard in? I probably would do, to be fair. The captain's armband would absolutely have to go on Kane first match. Then if it doesn't work, I got to change it, or can change it one more time. I can't just keep changing it every day like it was in the Euros. So possibly you could go Messi, you could look at De Bruyne if that didn't work, and then lastly, if you're really desperate, maybe a Cancelo playing in on the 24th in the last day of the match day. So those are all options, but Kane's definitely going to get my captaincy off the bat straight away. Other options to look at, Valverde I've considered as well. They've got a decent fixture, 8.5 million. You've got career in the first game, so that's great. Quite like that. That's a possibility because this looks pretty decent. Other choices I could go if I kept Hazard in. Depay is another one who could go up front instead of Martinez. We know what he can do. He'll be on penalties. He's kind of talismanic for Dutch, so he's going to be nailed up front. Decent fixtures again Quite like him, but definitely one you'd be interested in for match day 3 when they play Qatar. One thing that strikes me with this side as well, don't have any Brazilian players. I feel like it's almost criminal not having any players. Paqueta looks like he's got his place in the middle of that Brazilian side. Saudi Arabia first game out looks good. 7 million. I do quite like the look of Paqueta. He's an absolute definite possibility for me. I think he looks good to play. Other choices, I could downgrade Cancelo and go someone like a Danilo. That would save me $500,000. Again, looks nailed in that Brazilian side. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about that, but he is definitely an option. So these are players I'm looking at. I haven't mentioned Eriksen. That is possibility as well. Just don't like that game week, that match day 2 fixture. Got to stop calling it game weeks. The other thing that I'm definitely looking to do, and then is if this is my side setup with Ken Captain, I do think playing my 12th man, which will allow any player outside of all the restrictions of how many team players I can have, or in terms of budget, I can have one other player who can play and score on top of my players in any game week. I'm thinking of going straight in and hitting it with Mbappe at home to Australia. God, why do I keep saying home? Against Australia. I don't need any introduction. So he could come in, he would be my 12th man, and he would score me extra points. I just think I need to use it in the group stages because better teams are playing weaker teams. There's more of a ceiling for higher points. And Mbappe, I can't captain him, otherwise I think I would be, but that fixture looks too good to turn round, so I'm definitely considering bringing him in as my 12th man and playing that chip in match day 1. That's it for this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below, who are you bringing in for your match day 1 side? Who do you think is essential? Is there anyone that I'm overlooking that you think I should be bringing in? We'll be back at you with a final draft before the deadline on Sunday. We'll come at you with team selections, chip strategies, all that good stuff over the course of the next few weeks. So don't forget, hit that like, don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, speak to you soon.